Hi, everybody. I'm Benji from Ben and Benji, and we got Ben.Hubert and Nigel Addison here. And Ben and I are commercial real estate brokers in the Detroit market. And we do all sorts of fun stuff in commercial real estate, from retail to office to industrial to land assemblages. We have a high concentration of awesome deals in the city of Detroit. And we've been talking a lot about how COVID-19 is changing the work environment and the real estate environment. And we wanted to introduce you to our friend Nigel Addison from Interior Environments. And he's not only a good friend, but also a specialist in what happens inside the workplace as far as furniture and build outs, and how those things interact with each other and how really people interact with each other within the workplace. So Nigel, you want to introduce yourself real briefly?
Certainly. So Nigel Addison, I am Director of Opportunities for Interior Environments. So in essence, it's kind of my job to get out there and find out, what companies are moving, growing, and expanding, and really get an opportunity for us to present ourselves in the best way possible. Been in the industry for probably 25 years now. So I've seen a lot of different trends come and go. And this one, I think, is a little unique to what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I'll bet. A lot of people are really uncertain today about the commercial real estate landscape and how it's going to change because of COVID-19. From a high level, what are you seeing today and coming down the pipe?
Yeah, I think, in the short term, we're already seeing some clients asking us to, as we're in the early design phase, getting with their architect and with us for some interior space planning to create some more space for their employees. The trend over the years has been to kind of densify the offices, going to what we call the benching style, where you're sitting in a long row of people and you're certainly not 6 feet apart. So we're getting requests to increase the size of workstations. They're talking about maybe even raising the panels back up, which we're trying to suggest that let's not panic here, because that still kind of destroys the open office look. Some of the smaller, like huddle rooms, we call them, where they're more intimate gathering spaces. I think some of those are probably going to go away for a while. Or if people have a very modular type office, I think you're going to see larger meeting spaces where people can spread out and still meet, and not have those 3 and 4 person little meeting areas, which would not meet today's kind of safety protocols.
Right.
So Nigel, how quickly do you think that these physical office environment changes are going to happen? Is this going to happen immediately before people get back to work, or is it going to be a gradual change over the next several months, or will this take like years or a year or so to implement?
That's a great question, because like we just said, got a couple clients that are already planning on making these type of changes. I think other people will get back into their office and kind of take a look at their physical environment really closely and kind of figure out maybe it's not a great idea to cram everybody back in right away. I think what you're going to see is they're going to keep some people on maybe a rotating basis working from home. I know at my company, we use what we call free address, or hot desking, where, you come in and you grab a desk for the day. I think some of those will be put into place for people to be rotating, maybe every other workstation being occupied for, some period of time. As it impacts, commercial real estate, I think if you're an optimist, there is an opportunity that companies will need to take a little more space, spread themselves out. I think the more likely scenario in the short term, though, is that people are going to have a smaller staff in the office on a daily basis.
Right. With people changing how they sit, even just doing every other workstation, do you see precautions like changing of materials or, hand washing stations that are going to change the environment? Hopefully, instead of just saying employees must wash their hands, bathrooms will now say everybody must wash their hands. But, I look at even the chairs in our office, and it's those mesh materials, and I'm like, that can't be cleaned without a spray. Like, how do you think that the office environments are going to change from that standpoint?
Yeah, we've already sent out to a lot of our clients a guide for cleaning all the different materials, be it fabric, wood, laminate, how to safely do that. Because obviously with something like a real wood product, you've got to be very careful. You know, I think cleaning companies are going to see a huge increase in business. I can guarantee that when offices open up, there's going to be an abundance of precaution. I'm sure, you know, even as we were still somewhat working in our office, there were, you know, wipes on every desk. You know, I think the cleaning crew was coming in every single day. I know not every company cleans their office every single day. I think that's going to have to change. So I think being a cleaning company right now that knows what they're doing will probably be pretty good. Because
Yeah.
I think, you know, there's going to be a large demand for making sure that everything's sanitized at the end of the day. And I know Lear went into that with their protocols that they sent out this week. Very comprehensive, and I'm sure that's, I believe, available for people to locate and download, because it really does go over all the different aspects of what it's going to take to get, you know, this country back up and running and safely.
Right.
Costs might go up even slightly for janitorial, because it won't be just let's empty the waste baskets and do a quick vacuum once a week or twice a week and be out of there. They might actually have to, you know, disinfect everything.
Yeah, and you know, I think another thing is maybe some of the more sophisticated companies might start installing these, you know, thermal monitoring units. Like, we understand that everywhere in China, right? You can't get on a subway train in China until you're scanned and you don't make sure you don't have a fever. So you're also going to see, I think, technology within the office, you know, room scheduling or that type of software system where it's going to monitor how many people can be safely in the space. And it's going to be limiting people, especially larger companies that have, you know, these large cafeterias where, you know, they're going to have to maintain that social distancing for a while. So having that type of technology available, you know, I think companies are going to be spending on technology here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, the thermal imaging, making sure that, you know, people aren't sick coming into the office. I think the idea of, you know, don't come to work if you're sick is going to be taken to the next level, where people actually take that seriously, and don't just say it's okay, I've got allergies. You know, it's going to be a lot different in the office.
Absolutely.
Any other message that you want to get out, or conversations that you'd like to engage in, you know, on this short video before we wrap it up?
No, I would just say that I'm sure there's a lot of change coming. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very nervous to go back to the office. You know, I think in general, you know, companies' leadership are going to be very, very, you know, aware of the situation of keeping their employees safe. So I think, even from a furniture solution, there might be additional screens that we can put up to divide people further for the time being. You know, there's mobile products that are available out there. Even when you're building out an office, using, you know, demountable walls now to create space between people. You know, I think you're going to see a lot of the architectural design firms are probably going to be pretty busy after this. They're going to be contacted by, you know, their big clients to say, hey, let's reevaluate our workplace and make sure we're being intelligent about this.
Great. All right. Well, we will have contact information for you in the link below, and make sure that anybody who has any questions can get a hold of you.
Hey,
great. Appreciate it.
Appreciate your time. If you found this interesting, please give us a like. Thanks a lot.